South Africa may have scored a few own goals, but some damage has come from the outside. In August, the rand took its sharpest plunge in a decade, but it had nothing to do with local politics or economics. It was linked to the country's perceived association with the troubled emerging market peers, Turkey and Argentina. Turkey has struggled with a falling currency and worsening relations with the US. A spiraling crisis in Argentina prompted the government to announce austerity measures and ask the International Monetary Fund for an early release of a $15 billion loan. So when there is an emerging market currency sell-off, the South African rand is also dumped. That's because South Africa is seen to be in a basket of emerging market currencies that are particularly vulnerable. Economist Kevin Lings explains why South Africa sometimes shares associations with troubled Brazil, Turkey and Argentina.
In South Africa's case, there are concerns. The fact that we've got low economic growth, the fact that we've got a fairly sizable current account deficit, the fact that government debt has been rising quite strongly, and the fact that our credit rating has moved down sharply.
At the same time, there are stark differences. As Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago told the Financial Times earlier this month, South Africa is more institutionally credible than other countries hit by a recent market sell-off. Kevin Lings agrees.
So yes, government debt has been increasing, the debt of SOEs have been increasing, but the foreign component of that remains incredibly well managed. Equally, when I look at the debt levels within the corporate sector, they are incredibly low by global standards. So one of the key things that has hurt Turkey is the extent of the corporate debt within Turkey, and in particular the foreign element of that corporate debt. South Africa simply doesn't have that problem. I would add that our institutional strength is also a standout feature. The way in which National Treasury has been managed, the way in which the Reserve Bank has been managed, the independence of the Reserve Bank. So I would say that there are some redeeming characteristics around the South African economy.
The most glaring problem for South Africa, though, is this. Our economy is contracting. The consecutive quarters of negative growth puts us in a recession where job creation is hard to come by. Investors don't gravitate to an economy that's not growing. The recent stimulus plan by government is promising to turn things around with business-friendly policies and an infrastructure drive. Devan Murugan, Johannesburg.